Good morning students and welcome to Meso Study. We are discussing about the chapter biomolecules. We have discussed the all theory part. Now we will discuss some of the important question and some previous year question from the chapter biomolecules. In this particular session, I will be discussing about those questions which are important for your NEET exam and also they can be asked in the future NEET papers. So, I have tried to incorporate all those questions, all those topics, but still some are missed. I am not saying that they are not important, they are also important, but the topics which I have included in this session, they are more important, right. So, let us start the session. Let us look at the first question. This question states that, this is question number 1, a typical fat molecule is made up of. Whenever we see a structure of a fat molecule, we can see that one glycerol molecule is there and each glycerol molecule, this is connected with 3 fatty acid chain. The 3 fatty acid chain which are attached to these may be saturated or these may not be saturated. So, the one thing that should be clear in your mind, and when I was discussing about the lipid, in the fat I have told you that one glycerol is there and that glycerol was connected to the this fatty acyl chain. The structure somewhere or other look like this. This is a structure of glycerol, three fatty acid chain, they attach to it. 3 fatty acid chain, they are attached to it, fatty acyl chain, and they are attached to these with the help of ester bonds. And this is here the first ester bond will, this chain will attach over here, the second chain will attach over here, and the third chain will attach over here. So, let us look at the question again. We are discussing about the fat molecules and we have to choose a correct option among these. The first option state 1 glycerol and the 3 fatty acid molecule. Yes, this is the right one. Let us look at the other options also. 1 glycerol and the 1 fatty acid. No, this is a wrong one. 3 glycerol and the 3 fatty acid. No, this is also wrong. 3 glycerol and the 1 fatty acid. This is also a wrong. So, the correct option is 1 glycerol and the 3 fatty acid. For the question number 1, the correct option is option A. Now, let us look at the question number 2. Question number 2. We have to match the column 1 and the column 2 with each other and we have to look for the specific option for that. In the column 1, triglyceride, lactose, RNA, beta plated and B wax is given. Let us discuss these one by one. Triglycerides. What are triglycerides actually? In these column, let us start with the last option, then we will move towards the upper one. First of all, it is written over here the B wax. In the chapter, I have told you about the B wax, that B wax is made up of palmitic acid. Triglycerides I have already discussed regarding the glycerol and the fatty acid. So, I just want to go from another I want to approach it differently. B wax is made up of a palmitic acid. This is the correct option. That means for the E, the correct option is a 3. Now, from the E, can you see that this and this might be right. Now, I have to choose the option among these. Let us look at the D option, which states that the beta plates are there. Beta plated structure is there. Beta plated, that means we are talking about the structure of a protein. We have discussed that we have different type of structures, so starting from a primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary and the quaternary structure, and ultimately what we have is a protein. In the primary structure, the amino acids, they are joined together. In the secondary structure, we have 2 important foldings. One is called as a beta plate and another is called as a alpha helix. Now, let us look for the option. Option number 5 states secondary structure. That means for beta plated, we have a secondary structure like this. So, that means for the D, we have to look for the option in which the 5 is there. in these, so these two options will be wrong one and this is the right one. So hope you are understood that why I approached from the last. But we will not stop here. Now I have my answer from this question only. So how you can approach for the question? Just look at the correct option. Suppose these certain options they are given in the columns and you know only about 2 and 3. That doesn't mean you cannot attempt the question. Do one thing. From that 1 or 2 option which you know, try to match the column 1 and the column 2 and try to eliminate those options from this. When you will try to eliminate this question, eliminate these options, you will be more towards your, you can say, the answer, right? Sometimes you will get the correct answer, but this is one of the approach. Next, it is written over here RNA. We know that the RNA and the DNA, they are the genetic material. So can you see any genetic material kind of thing? And it is written over here, rest or a galactose, glycerol and the uracil is there. We know that in the RNA, the one extra or one uracil is present, that we know that. In case of the thymine, they have uracil, so I can see that I can match these C with the 4th option. So I'll check my option whether 4 is written over here or not. The 4 is there. Next is the lactose. Lactose, we are talking about a disaccharide, lactose. So I have to look for the another disaccharide. Galactose is a disaccharide. So for the B, the option number first is correct. So this is also right. Last, we know this thing, that triglyceride, the fat, 1 glycerol and 1 fatty acid. So the correct option is option number D for the question number 2. This is how you can approach for the question. Now, very easy question. The most abundant molecule in a cell is, whenever a student is attempting such type of question, he or she might be feeling that they are asking for molecule. That means they might be asking for some complex molecule. There are chances that they can go for the carbohydrates, lipids and the protein. Right? They will not think that the NEET will ask such kind of easy questions, but they do ask easy question as well. So do not compare. Just focus on the right answer, focus on the knowledge which you actually know. Abundant molecule, that means water is also a molecule, and we know that in the cell 80% molecules are of water. Rest 20% are carbohydrate, lipid, protein, nucleic acid and inorganic salt. Let's look at the percentage in which they are found, present. Firstly, the water is present in 80%. In a cell, 80% is only water. Some in the bound form, some in the free form. So 80% we have is only water. After this, the protein is present. That is around 12%. 12%. Rest all are carbohydrate. After this, the lipids are there. That is around 4%. Then carbohydrate is there. Then nucleic acid is there. Inorganic salts are there. They will not ask you the exact composition. So just you have to remember that the water is most abundant, and after the water, the proteins are there. So this you have to remember. So these are around 4%. This is around 1%. This is also 3%. This is also 1%. This is 3%, right? So the correct option, the most abundant they are asking. So blindly I can follow the option number A, water. Let's look at the next question, question number 4. In a polysaccharide individual, monosaccharides are linked by. They are discussing about the polysaccharide. Now, can you give an example of polysaccharide? We have very good examples, like you can take the example of cellulose, you can take the example of the starch. Let's look at the structure of starch. Starch is made up of two subunits. One is called as amylose and another is amylopectin. So let's look at the structure of amylose. In the amylose, we have two glucose unit, we have n number of the glucose unit, but they are joined to one another. How they are joined to one another? Let's look at the structure. This is the structure of glucose. This is the structure of glucose. Similarly, the another glucose is supposed present over here. This is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's see over here. This is carbon number 1, HOH, HOH, OHH, HOH, CH2OH, H, and this is oxygen. These are the two glucose molecules, and I am not saying only two are present, very long chain is there. And when we see the bond in between them, how this bond is formed? The bond is formed like this, and the water molecule is released. Right. Such type of bond which is formed like this is called as a glycosidic bond. Similarly, they will be attached like this and a linear chain will be formed, right? This is an amylose and in between we can see that a glycosidic bond is there. Now, the one more confusing point over here is that you might be feeling that the polysaccharide, they have written over here the polysaccharide. But we have studied the disaccharides initially. When I was discussing about the monosaccharide, I didn't discuss about the glycosidic bond. When I was discussing about the disaccharide, I discussed about this glycosidic bond. Similarly in polysaccharides also. So this might be very confusing why they are asking for polysaccharide. They can ask for disaccharides as well, but they haven't asked for that. This is just a confusing thing. Do not get confused, just focus on the concepts which I have given you. One has to attach with one another, right? So the correct option is glycosidic bond, that is option number A for question number 4. Let's look at the next question. With the reference to enzyme, which one of the following statement is true? Following statement is true. They are discussing about apoenzyme, holoenzyme and the coenzyme. When I was discussing about the enzyme, I told you that some part of the enzymes, they are proteinaceous I am talking about the conjugate enzymes. Simple enzymes are there and conjugate enzymes are there. Conjugate enzymes are those enzymes which are made up of certain other subunits as well. They increases the efficiency of those enzymes. And we know that the holoenzyme is that enzyme that has a coenzyme as well as a apoenzyme. That we know that. Now let's look at the option in which the holoenzyme has apoenzyme and the coenzyme. The option number B is correct. Now what is apoenzyme and what is coenzyme? Apoenzyme is normally a protein part that is normally bound with the enzyme, and the coenzyme is a non-protein that is not found in a bounded form with the enzyme. Let's take an example. For example, in normally reaction we can see that the NAD is there. These NAD, this is non-protein, they increases the efficiency of an enzyme. This is called as a coenzyme and this is non-protein, whereas this is a protein one. So holoenzyme is made up of apoenzyme and the coenzyme. So the correct option is option number 2. For the 5th question, option number 2 is the correct one. Which one of the following sugar cannot be hydrolyzed to further simple sugar? That means we cannot hydrolyze, we cannot convert the larger these disaccharides into the simpler form. That means they might be asking about that out of the whole options, one is a monosaccharide, because I have told you that the monosaccharide cannot be further dissociated. Let's look at for the option in which the monosaccharides are there. Now, how you can recall the things? In the first, they have written the ribose. Ribose, that means this is, you must have heard of this DNA and RNA. When I was discussing the DNA and RNA structure, I told you the deoxyribose is there, this ribose sugar is there. Now, that ribose sugar, hope you remember the structure, the whole structure which I have drawn. In that structure, the ribose was there, and that ribose is a single, that means a monosaccharide was there. So, that means the A option is correct one. Let's look at the another option. Maltose is a disaccharide, we know that. Similarly, sucrose and the lactose, all of these, they are disaccharide. That means the correct option for the question number 6 is a ribose 1. Let's look at the question number 7. Again, another question, match the following. Why I am including this match the following is that, so that you can easily correlate, you can within the same question, you can see the 4 options are there and 4 options are there. So, in the single question, you can get to know about the 4 different options, what are these. Let's look at the options, column 1 and the column 2, and we have to match these two. Column 1, the nitrogenous bases is written over here. Nitrogenous bases, that means nitrogenous base is there, that means they are talking about the DNA and RNA. And nitrogenous base, we know that the uracil is a nitrogenous base. For the A, the 4th one is correct. So, the option C, D, E is correct. I have taken the option till E, and soon you will get to know the reason for that. After this, we have this nucleoside and a nucleotide that I will discuss later on. First, let us discuss the D option, which indicate the nucleic acids. That means for the D, the correct option is the RNA. RNA is a nucleic acid. Let us look at the option D. For the D, they said that the first is correct. That means this can be the reason or this can be the reason. Now, I have to choose the correct option among C and E, right? C and E, right. In the C, the nucleotide is there. Nucleotide, we know that nucleotide is nothing, this is just a thymidyllic acid. And nucleoside is a cytidinic acid, cytidine. Nucleoside is always written as a thymidine, adenine, etc. So, this is a cytidine over here. So, let us look at the option. When I will look at the option for the A, the 4th one is there, right. For the B, the 3rd one is there, correct one. For the C, the 2nd is there, thymidyllic acid, this is also correct. For the D, the nucleic acid, the RNA is there, so that is the correct option. That means option C is correct. We do not have to move towards the option number E. So, for the confusion, I have added this option number E, though they normally ask only 4 options. But this is just for practice, that is why I have given 5 options. Let us look at the question number 8 to find out the mismatch pair. Mismatch, that means they are not matching with one another. Let us start from the option number D. That means these two cannot match with one another. Glycogen, we have heard of these glycogen, that is a polysaccharide. And glycogen, I have told you that this is made up of the glucose unit. The glucose unit, they are joined with one another with glycosidic bond in between. So, D is a polymer of glucose, this seems right. So, that means this option is the right one, and I have to look for the mismatched. Let us look at the C option. Lipopolysaccharides is a complex of lipid and polysaccharide. This is also correct. The name itself, the lipopolysaccharide itself suggests the lipid as well as polysaccharide. So, that means the option C is also correct. Let's look at the option number B. That means that chitin is a polymer of glucosamine. Yes, it is a polymer of glucosamine. They are joined with one another. Glucosamine is there, NAG is there, and acetyl glucosamine is there. That means it is a polymer of glucosamine. That means this option is also correct. That means something fishy is there in the first option. Agar is a polymer of glucose, sulfur containing carbohydrate. Is that so? Have I ever told you that this is made up of the glucose and the sulfur containing? No, not at all. Agar is made up of agarose and agropactin. This is derived from the galactose. And it is written some, I don't know what is written over here. That means the incorrect option, and for the this is the A. That means the mismatched one is the agar. Right? Let's look at the next question, question number 9. Cellulose. Cellulose, they are discussing about the cellulose. The most important constituent of the plant cell wall is made up of. We have in the polysaccharide, we have discussed about the starch, cellulose and the glycogen. Starch is made up of two subunits. One is called as amylose and another is called as amylopectin. Amylose, the most important constituent, cellulose most important constituent. Let's look at the option, and we know that in the this cellulose, a linear structure is there, linear glucose is there, and that linear glucose was joined with one another by alpha-1,4 linkage, beta-1,4 linkage. First option, the branched chain of the glucose molecules linked by alpha-1,6 glycosidic bond at the site of branching. Cellulose is a linear structure, but in this option it is written over here that it is a bond which is present at the site of branching. That means this is a wrong option. Unbranched chain of the glucose molecule that are linked by alpha-1,4 glycosidic bond. Is that so? Is it related to the alpha-1,4? No, not at all. It is related to the beta-1,4. The beta-1,4, they are joined with one another. That means that this is also wrong. The reason why I have chosen this question is that you have to remember the bonds as well, in which form they are present, alpha forms or the beta forms in which they are present. So this is another important aspect. You have to learn that as well. What is a subunit which is present in them, and what is a bond which is present in them? Starting from the glycosidic bond we have discussed. Now it's time to know about what is the branching which is present in them. Branched chain of the glucose molecule linked by beta-1,4. Again, they have mentioned in the starting the branched chain is there, but the branched chain is not present in case of cellulose. They are unbranched. Let's look at the option number D, unbranched one. They have written unbranched, and this is right, of glucose molecule linked by beta-1,4 glycosidic bond. Correct option is option number D. That means for the 9th, the option number D is a correct option. Let's look at the next question. Match the following columns. Again, I have included some enzymes on one side, and we have to match the function of these enzymes. Column 1 and the column 2. Column 1, the oxidoreductase is there. Oxidoreductase, that means that they are talking about oxidation in the reduction process. That means that they are talking about the transfer of H plus ion. That means that they are discussing about something, they are discussing about the dehydrogenation activities. Let's look at the option in which the dehydrogenase is written. The option number 4, that means for the A, we have the option number 4. Now, in this, the option number 4 is present over here as well as present over here. That means among these two, one is correct. Isomerase, that means isomerase is that enzyme which help in conversion of one isomers to the another isomers. The name itself indicates the isomerization. Isomerase, let's look for the option. Option number 3, it is written interconversion of isomers. That means this, for this we have the correct option 3. That means for the B3, seems that this one is correct. Now, hope you are clear with this. Why I am approaching like this is just that with the help of the two options, which I know that, suppose I know only these two. Now, with these two, I can write the exact answer. But we will not stop here. Obviously, we will go for the C and D options also. Ligase. Ligase means joining these two. That means these are those enzymes which are helpful in joining the two structures. Ligases, that means which help in the linking of a two compound, joining, linking, etc. Right, joining and the linking. So the correct option is option number B. For first one, the fourth is correct. For the B, the 3 is correct. For the C, we have is a first option correct, and for the D, we have is a second option correct. Let's look at for the D second option. Lyase, that means something is breaking, and they have written two options: removal of group from substrate, and another is hydrolysis. Hydrolysis will not happen over here because lyase, that means we are breaking something. That means that is a removal of a group from the substrate. From the substrate, some groups are removed, and the correct option is this. So for this, the correct option is option number B, right? So till now we have discussed the 10 questions. These 10 questions are important for your NEET exam. Rest we will discuss in the next session. Students, this is all about the today's session. We'll meet you in next session.